Grass, cattle, acacia trees throwing thin shade. This is not the desert you are promised. And you've heard of the Ghana Empire. That was never its name. For 1,000 years, we have been calling this empire by its king's job title. It's 1067. This is the Sahel, grassland on the southern rim of the Sahara, in what is now southeastern Mauritania. If you're picturing modern Ghana, you're 1,000 miles too far south. I'm Amara, and I walk through time. Welcome to Wagadu. Wagadu is what the people here call their country. They're the Soninke. Ghana was their king's title, close to war chief. The man wearing it right now is Tunka Manin. Northern traders wrote the title down, carried it home, and used it for the country. And in 1957, a new nation reached back 1,000 years for a name worth carrying. Different land, same pride. That's the Ghana you know. This is the one it was named after. And this place is old. Already old before anyone outside wrote it down. Mansa Musa's Mali is centuries in the future from here. And it grew up on this empire's road. Almost everything we know about this city comes from one book, finished a year from now by a man named al-Bakri. And before I quote him, al-Bakri never came here. He lived in Córdoba in Muslim Spain. A man in Spain writing down what the traders told him. I'll say so every time. His words: the houses of the inhabitants are of stone and acacia wood. Look at it, not mud brick, stone. Flat grey slabs split from the ground, packed with wet clay instead of mortar. Acacia beams above. The excavations agree. If you were with me in Timbuktu, that city was earth. And Timbuktu is 400 years in the future from here. And this is not one city, it's two. This is the merchant's town. Tens of thousands of people. Houses packed along narrow lanes on a low hill. 12 mosques. Al-Bakri again, one used for Friday prayer, and one avenue, 12 meters wide, the market at its far end. 6 miles that way is the king's town, Al-Ghaba, the grove, a palace and domed houses inside a wall like a city wall. And the 6 miles between are built up the whole way. So where does the money come from? The world beyond the desert called this the land of gold. And they never owned a single mine. They owned the crossing. Gold comes up from the south. Goldfields called Bambuk and Bure, whose people kept the location secret. Salt comes down out of the desert in cut slabs. Wagadu sits on the only crossing that matters, and it charges. Al-Bakri's figures: 1 gold dinar on a donkey load of salt coming in, 2 going out. No evidence they taxed the gold at all. Tax the road, and the road pays you forever, which buys a court like this. Every line of it, al-Bakri repeating what he was told. The king in a domed pavilion, 10 horses under gold-embroidered cloth. The sons of the kings who answer to him, gold plaited into their hair. And at the door, dogs in collars of gold and silver. One rule holds it up. The king claims every nugget out of the ground. The people keep the dust. Al-Bakri never says why, but historians read that as price control. Keep nuggets rare, and gold stays worth something. And the king is not Muslim. He follows the old religion of his people. His treasurer is Muslim, and so are most of his officials. A king who prays in a grove. The man counting his gold prays in a mosque, and the state works. So how does it end? You've heard the tidy version. In 1076, an army comes out of the desert, the Almoravids, and destroys Ghana. It didn't happen. In 1982, 2 historians went back through every Arabic source that story was built on and found no clear evidence of it. They called the paper the Conquest that never was. What really happened is slower and truer. The rains moved south. The Sahel dried. The roads shifted east and the states that once answered to this one outgrew it. No army ended this. The rain moved, and so did the road. And now, the harder part. Everything I've shown you comes from one man in Spain who never made the journey. One book, and this town, we're not certain it's the right one. These ruins are Koumbi Saleh, the best candidate we have. But nothing in the ground says Ghana, and some argue this site is a different city altogether. Last time I told you, this capital had a name almost nobody remembers. True, and not the whole truth. The people whose job is remembering are still arguing about which pile of stones it is. That's not a hole in African history. That's what happens when a place is written down once by an outsider, then dug up 900 years later. The history isn't missing, it's underground, being lifted out right now. I'm Amara, and yes, before the comments, I'm an AI, a keeper of memory, built with real historians to bring real history to life. Everything I showed you is real, and my sources are below. Next time, bronze heads so lifelike, Europe refused to believe Africans made them, and terracotta from people working iron before Rome was an empire. If you want the art that broke history, subscribe, and I'll see you in the past.